Man, I hope you have headphones on because these things are legit. All right, we are looking for some pink project board, about 1 inch thick. We are here at Hobby Lobby. Hoping they have this stuff because I really don't want to go around to store after store. All right, man, so far no luck. And everybody in here is just wearing street clothes, so I can't tell who works here and who doesn't. So I'm just gonna keep wandering around, see what I can find. Okay, well, I did kind of find it. It's not exactly what I was looking for, but they did have some 1/2 inch that comes in black and white. I am gonna go ahead and get the black stuff myself just because I don't really want pink speakers and I don't want white speakers. So we're gonna go with this black stuff right here. Okay, change of plans, scratch that. I just used ChatGPT to ask it about the thickness of the boards needed to make these speakers, and it definitely said you will get much more bass response and a much fuller sound using a thicker board. So off to the next store we go. All right, we're inside Lowe's now. We're gonna see if Lowe's knows. I gotta figure out where this project board might be, and we'll go from there. Stay tuned. Oh, I think we just found it. Here we go. Here we go. Man, do they sell smaller pieces though? I don't need a 4x8 sheet of it. So I just found these panels here. They are 1 inch thick, and they're really the perfect size, and I don't have to really cut them. I compared them to the pink panels over here, and they both seem to be the exact same thickness as well as density. So I think I'm gonna go with these green panels. Welcome back, guys, or welcome if it's your first time here to Reverend Garage. We have something exciting cooked up today for you. Do you hear that? I don't either, because there's no music playing. I need a shop stereo, and we're gonna build one today. We're gonna build what's called a pair of DML speakers, distributed mode loudspeaker. They use these little audio exciters, which send sound waves through our speakers. Yes, these are going to be our speakers.
No way!
These are a type of foam, very high dense, they don't bend, and that's what you're looking for when you make these DML speakers. We are going to have to trim these down a little bit. They say a square size is not the optimal for the best sound quality. We've got ourselves a roll of 16 gauge speaker wire, 100 feet, more than what we need, along with our 2 audio exciters that are going to stick to the back of the panels. And then we picked ourselves up a little amplifier. This amplifier is going to power our speakers, and it is Bluetooth capable, so I can run my phone right through it. And these speakers, when done, are actually going to hang from the ceiling. And they're just going to hang by fishing line and vibrate. I'm a skeptic, how about you? I know they work, I know I've seen people make them, but you know what? I thought, why should I go out and buy a stereo when I can try something cool as hell and make some DML speakers? So let's get it going, guys. All right, step number 1. We have to measure these panels. They're 1 inch by 24 by 24, so they're a perfect square. We want to make these 24 by 18 inches. So we're going to do a little measurement, make some lines, make a few cuts. So let's mark off 18. We also need to round the corners on these and then sand them down as well. I am just using a regular utility knife. What works best for this? You got to make a couple passes on it. It won't cut through it all at once. All right, now that we've got these cut down to 18 inches by 24 inches, we need to round off the corners. They say having square corners on these can affect the way the sound is distributed amongst the panel. So I found myself, basically this is 8 inches across. It's a tiny bit more, but who's counting? Jorge, quiet on the set. So we're going to draw out our circles on here, and we're going to round the corners off. Okay, as you can see, we have all the corners rounded now on both of these. So we're going to take the 220 sandpaper, a little sander, and we're going to clean these things up. I'll show you what it looks like when they're all done. So some of the stuff I've read and some of the stuff I've looked at says, you can see how this has a shiny coating on there. A lot of people say you need to take that off in order for these to sound optimal. Other things I've read said sometimes that can lend to the quality of the sound. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna take care of the edges and the corners, get those all cleaned up and softened up. That's what you don't want, is the hard edges. And then we're gonna try them with the coating on there first and see what that looks like. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And we sand it off and go again. So let's get to sanding here. And we're gonna use our little detail sander from, you guessed it, Harbor Freight, baby.
Always Harbor Freight, baby.
Okay, got those rounded up. Next, we need to put some hangers on these to feed the fishing line through, so I'll be right back. All right, for the next step, we got a drill.
Harbor Freight, baby.
With a drill bit. Don't know what size. This just needs to make a hole. We got some cotter pins. These will work perfect. So we're gonna get 4 of these cotter pins. Not quite the biggest ones, but the next one's down. We are going to drill little holes right in the back of here. But I think I'll take some measurements first. Why not? 4 inches in from the edge, and we'll go 4 inches in from the edge here. All right. Now we got our holes drilled. I've got some of this Gorilla Glue. We're just gonna put a little bit in the holes and we're gonna drop these cotter pins down in there. Okay. So I'm just gonna put a little on the cotter pin so it drags it down into the hole with it. Okay, there is one. We've got the little cotter pin here, little here. We've got the Gorilla Glue on there, so we're gonna let that set up so it's nice and sturdy in there. We are gonna let those set up. Once they're set up, we're gonna move on to mounting the audio exciters onto the back of them. Stay tuned, we're back. We're gonna place these audio exciters on here now, but before we do, I wanna just rub the back of these down with just a tiny bit of rubbing alcohol, just to try and clean it up a little bit, make sure we get as good of adhesion as possible. I looked up on ChatGPT, where do I place these audio exciters for an 18 by 24 inch panel? And it said a good place to start is 9 inches down from the top and 6 inches in from the side. Like I said before, you don't want to have them dead center. It messes with the audio waves, apparently. I'm no audiophile. I am just trying to create these just like I saw on a video. And I'm bringing you along with me. So let's get these audio exciters mounted, and then we can find some fishing line, some line on there so we can hang them.
Pro tip.
The adhesive on the audio exciters will fail from the vibrations. I ended up using Gorilla Glue.
So I've already marked these out. X marks the spot. So as you can see, these are the audio exciters. This is the bottom where the wires come in. I don't want the wires to run down the back of the speaker and come off the bottom because they're going to be suspended from the ceiling most likely. So I want to run them up. So I'm going to put the speaker mounts, or for the speaker wire, I'm going to put those on the top end. So let's get these mounted up here. These come with like a 3M adhesive already on them. And I will have the links to all of these products that I'm using to make these in the description. These are some Dayton audio exciters. There's a lot of different kinds out there. Boy, this is so exciting watching me tear stickers off. But you can see 9 inches down, 6 inches over. Let's do the second one. Hopefully this one, the backing comes off a little easier. Oh, there's one. There's two. Ah, you little. Always gotta be one. Alrighty. Ready to mount number 2. I'm not gonna do anything to the front of these because they are eventually going to get painted. And then I'm gonna put our logos on there. But for now, we're just gonna test them as they are. Then we'll go and dress them up a little later. So we have both audio exciters on the back. We're just waiting for our glue to dry, and we're gonna go find some fishing line. Okay, it's actually the next day, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. These pins had to set up for a little while. I came out last night and checked them, and they just weren't, it wasn't hard enough to try it out yet. So they are completely solidified in there now. And man, I can't tell you, I'm super excited to try these things out. I'm still totally skeptical how these guys say that this panel right here can produce the clarity of music that they're talking about in these videos. But we're gonna find out in a minute. So what I've done is, I thought I had some fishing line around here, but apparently I cannot find it. So I did find some string. So we're gonna cut some string, make some loops through the little eyelet holes right here so we can hang them. I've gone ahead and already cut a couple pieces of speaker wire. This is just so we can temporarily hook up the speakers because I don't know exactly where they're going to be mounted yet. So this will give us enough to hook those up. I've already pre-stripped the ends because nobody needs to see that. And again, it's all going to be hooked up to this little amplifier. And I'll also put all the links to everything that I'm using in the description of the video. I'm going to cut some string and we're going to get these things hung up and we're going to bring you back and test them out. Man, I'm excited. Okay, we are ready to go. I found some copyright-free music. You may want to actually put some headphones on for this. Even though this is just coming through my camera speaker, it's not going to do, hopefully, justice as to what these things sound like. I don't know yet. But if they do sound good, I would recommend putting on some headphones just so you can try and hear a little bit more clear exactly what they sound like. But we're going to get this thing going here. Holy sh**, these things sound killer! Oh my god, these things are sick! Man, I hope you have headphones on because these things are legit! This is incredible, you guys. I cannot believe how well these things work and how incredible they sound. It's absolutely mind-blowing. Next on the task, now that we know they work so well, I'm going to try and screw them up and I'm going to paint them, which is actually okay to do from what I've read. And then we're going to add some other little touches to them, and I am going to get some fishing line so it's all clear and you won't see them with some gaudy ass string hanging off them like they are now. And we're also going to work on where to mount them. I'm going to bring you guys back once we've got all that done and we'll go from there. Man, I'm excited. All right, we just got a coat of paint on these things. Just going to let them dry. Yeah, these are going to look pretty sharp. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I think these things turned out amazing. Now all we need to do is get them hung up in their respective locations so we can try them out. One thing I decided is, I thought, man, what a great idea. I'm going to suspend these by rubber bands because then they have the ability to just move. Problem is, I ChatGPT'd that and ChatGPT said not a good idea because rubber bands absorb vibrations, and that's exactly what we're not trying to do. So we're going to get that switched over. I've got some fishing line now. We're going to get the fishing line switched over, and we're going to get them hung up where they're supposed to go, and we'll bring you back.
Very important that the speakers can vibrate freely, which is why we suspend them.
guys hear that? I do. Rock and roll, baby, in the shop. We got some speakers. We got them hung up in their respective locations. This has been such a fun project to work on. I hope you guys have enjoyed it as much as I did. The one thing I do want to make sure you guys know is if you really got some value out of this, man, take your remote, click the enter button, scroll up to the little thumbs up, and give it a click. It takes you 2 seconds and doesn't cost you any money. But man, that one little act, if you've enjoyed any of our videos on our channel and you get any kind of value out of watching this stuff, even if it's just a chuckle at night, please give us a like. It really does help. And man, question for you guys. Do you guys want to see us build a 4-foot by 8-foot speaker with multiple audio exciters on the back? Man, we need some likes on here and we'll make you a 4x8 speaker. You guys, thank you for tuning into Reverender Garage. Reverender out.